Hey guys, this is Eddie, and I can't tell you how much fun I just had recording this episode with my daughter. Gigi and I had so much fun putting this together, and as you can hear in the background, we got our track. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit in the background. Hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to our episode, tell a friend, and enjoy. I hope you have a great day. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. My name is Eddie.
My name's Gigi.
And you are listening to the formerly known as New Parent Again podcast, now being called the
Here We Go Again.
Here We Go Again, a father and daughter podcast. It was a name introduced to us by our friend Missy.
Yeah, I'm really happy that she helped us with that name because I love it.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's everything that we need it to be. It encompasses it all. She is going to create a logo for us that's going to match that. And we still have that song being created. So I did talk to her, and I don't know if she's changing the lyrics, all of them, or just that part. But there are changes that are going to be made, so definitely looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited that we have our own song now. That's cool.
It is cool. I have no idea what it's going to sound like. I'm excited. I hope it's not, terrible, I guess is the best way to say it. Because
that sounds rude.
it does sound rude, I know, and I don't mean it to sound that way. I'm just nervous.
Yeah,
I don't know what
too.
to expect.
I mean, we've never had a song made for us before.
No.
I mean, I've had a book made for me before, just saying.
Like, she sent me the lyrics, but I know I didn't tell you this yet. She sent me the lyrics.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know the melody. I don't know what her voice is going to sound like. There's so many parts to it that I don't know. So seeing the lyrics really just isn't enough. So I'm going to just trust the creative process.
Wait, I want to see the lyric.
I'll show them to you. I'll show them to you offline.
That surprised me. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because even seeing them, you read them, but you don't know how she's going to sing them.
No, yeah.
We don't know the tempo of the song, the instruments. There's so many pieces that are missing.
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to trust the creative process. She's been doing this for a long time, and we're going to see what we get.
Yeah, it'll probably be good, though, so.
Hopefully you two out there listening are all looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So in today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about differences in technology, my generation versus your generation.
Round one, fight.
Yeah.
So basically, the big difference in cell phones and video game equipment. See if she even really understands what a pager is.
Is that the spinny thingy?
No, that's a rotary phone. So we'll bring that up too. So I don't know if we talked about this in a previous episode or not, but we were recently at a street fair, and Gigi wanted a toy. Maybe not a toy, it's like a model car, right? You put on display.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're just going to leave it in the box and it's going to collect dust?
No, I'm not. I was going to take care of it.
So she's going to take care of it while it collects dust.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't want to buy it. So I made her a deal. There was a rotary phone sitting there. And I said, okay, if you can dial your own phone number using this phone, you can have it.
I almost had it too, though. I almost had it.
She started to figure it out, but where did you go wrong? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember what the key thing was?
Oh, you had to pick up the phone.
Yeah, she didn't even pick up the phone
Well,
to dial.
that's an obvious thing to do, though.
But is it?
Yeah, it is.
Because on your cell phones, there's no picking up.
Yeah, you have to pick your phone up to call somebody. You pick up your phone, you unlock it, and then you call somebody.
Yeah, see, and that's some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, because the way that we grew up and the way that she grew up, or you guys are now her age, 12-year-olds and around that, are growing up so differently from us. And we're really, as much as you kids like to say how old we are,
Because you are old.
we are really not that old in comparison.
40?
40 is the new 20, I'll have you know.
Okay. Whatever floats to your boat.
So what if, Gigi, you had to live in my generation?
I would die.
That's so harsh.
I had to play with sticks and stones.
Okay, well, hold on. We're not that far. We're just above the sticks and stone era of dinosaurs. We're a little bit past that. Not much. We're still close, right? But still, it's not exactly the same.
Okay.
Do you know how many people you just insulted right now at the same time?
Oopsies.
We have millions of listeners,
Okay.
and about half of them.
Who are you lying to? Our 4 viewers?
So if we had 2 million listeners, you easily just offended at least 1 million of them.
Okay. Sorry, the 2 viewers that are probably the
Are you
parents.
cutting our 4.5?
Yeah.
So back in my day,
Back in my
back in
day,
my day.
we played with sticks and stones.
No, we did not play. You know what? Actually, we did play with sticks and stones. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, like for paper, did you guys use rocks? And like for like a pencil, did you guys use sticks?
No, we took a stick and we poked our fingers with it, and then we swirled the stick in our blood, and then we would write.
Oh, that's smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah,
That's
that's how
smart.
we did it back in my
Did you
day.
guys eat mud cakes?
Mud cakes.
Did you guys eat those?
What's a mud cake?
Isn't that like literally mud cake?
Well, why would I eat that?
Cause you guys don't have food.
I mean, like worst case
Oh,
scenario,
like leaves. Hold on, you guys ate leaves.
why would I just pick fruit?
Oh yeah,
I mean, come on.
huh?
Anyways, these kids are so hurtful in every which way.
What is wrong with you?
So what if though? What if you had to go back and live in the 90s, right? That's when I grew up, the 90s.
The disco.
No, the disco was like the 60s and 70s. Oh my gosh, this kid has so much to learn.
Which one was? Oh, it was yours. No, that's still the
Hey, parents,
disco.
if you're listening and if your kids are around, ask them what they think our era was like. Do they think disco like my kid?
Oh, oh wait, I don't know. What was your guys' era?
Well, that's a good question. So my era was the beginning of the home internet.
What the heck is that?
What is the home internet?
The home edit?
No, not the home edit, not the show on Netflix. The home internet, meaning like online,
Like Google?
like before Google, before Wi-Fi.
Ooh, like the computers, like those big chunky computers.
Yeah, the big back computers. Yes, that's exactly
I
what I'm talking about.
I remember at my school now. We went to the preschool there, and like there they had like these like those old computers, and I was like, whoa, what is
Thought you
that?
walked into a museum.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, so back in my day, I didn't even mean to say it that time. God, now that makes me feel really aged all of a sudden. Okay, so
Finally, wake up.
my generation was when I was about 12 years old, is when the internet was first coming around to homes. And you didn't just like connect, it wasn't just on all the time. We had the phone that you saw, right, at the show or at the fair. Our phones were not like the rotary style that you saw. That was more of my parents' phone. My grandpa still had that phone though, the rotary style phone. We had to take it off the wall and
Oh, the pink one.
crrrk.
The
Said
pink one.
my grandpa's phone?
Yeah, wasn't it the pink one?
Oh, where'd you? My Nina had that, right?
No, that was Nana, I think.
Oh, that's just her phone then.
Oh,
But no, his was not pink. But that was the phone that I grew up on as a kid at his house using. He had the piece of paper, and some people still do this. It's typically your older generation, not mine, but the generation before. You'll see a piece of paper next to their phone, and it has all their contact numbers.
like that book, that big like not dictionary, the big
Are
dictionary.
you trying to say phone book right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Dang.
there is such a generation gap here. It's unreal. No, I mean literally a piece of paper with names and phone numbers written and attached to the wall.
The heck.
That was how we knew, contacted people. So that's how grandpa back in the day, he knew that he would want to call Appa and he didn't know his number by heart, so he had his phone numbers just right there. I mean, that's like the original contacts from your phone. It was just a piece of paper attached to the wall.
The heck.
That's how it was back in the day, right? And then like so the phone changed a little bit. We moved into the not the rotary phone, but the push button phone. So the buttons look like keys on a keyboard, right?
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, star,
Ha, 789.
0, and then the pound key at the end, which you guys now call a hashtag. But for me growing up, it was called a pound key. I don't know why. I don't know why it was called pound. I don't know why it was called hash, but that's what it is. It's the same thing. It's the
Maybe
tic tac
wait,
toe
like the
emblem.
star thingy, the pound at the.
So the star is actually called an asterisk,
Oh.
and then the 0, and then the tic tac toe sign or the pound sign.
Oh, the hashtag. Yeah, yeah.
See the hashtag. You guys call it the hashtag. So that's what it looked like, and you would press the buttons on the phone, and then it would just dial out. But the phones weren't all cordless. So that's what we used to call them, right? Not because to you it's just a phone, but to us it was a cordless phone or a regular phone, which still had that big long curly cord on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then so if you had one of those, you can buy like these not extensions, right? But you can trade it out, and you would get one that was like 10 feet long.
Really?
Yeah, they were so long and they're all like curly like a pig's tail, and they would just stretch forever. And then like my parents used to get mad because I would try to take it and move to another side of the house, but I had this huge tail behind me, and I'd like block them or cut them off or whatever, and I'm sure I annoyed the heck out of them.
Probably.
So that was that's how I grew up with the phone. So now let's move into the internet where this started.
Did you
D-
guys have YouTube?
no, I mean, you know what? Maybe we did, but not in the beginning. I don't even know when YouTube started. As we do the podcast, I'll look it up. We'll go back to that. But so the beginning of internet for us was we had this. So just like the back of the phone thing, it's called a phone jack. You don't even know what that is.
What?
It it plugs into the phone. Okay.
The phone charger?
No, so to you it would be a phone charger, but to us it was a clip, and you would like push it into the phone, and you would hear this like clicking sound, like when it locks in place, and that's how you were connected to the phone. So the same way, you don't even know what internet looks like when it's hardwired. It's just like plugging in a keyboard to the computer. Okay, we had to plug in this wire to the phone for it to be able to call out.
Really?
Is that really like that much of a concept to you? It
Yes.
is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you plug in the phone wasn't plugged in, you had no phone.
Like your phone died basically?
Yeah, your phone was dead. Consider it a power source for the phone.
Oh my gosh, I just realized like how like I don't know how to say it, like not intelligent, but like how advanced we are in this technology now.
Yeah, seriously, so you're 12, I'm 40. When I was 12, like the time difference in technology is crazy. So I didn't even finish telling you the story. Right now we've talked about two things. We've talked about the cord on the phone, and we've talked about the buttons on the phone and how it works. That's it. And your mind's already blown. So let's dig a little deeper. When the internet first came out, are you yawning again?
Yes, bruh. You're so old.
But I'm not the one that's yawning.
Oh.
She has nothing to say. I can't do this every episode. This is terrible. All right, so now the phone's plugged in. So you would have to take a similar plug like that and plug it into the computer to the modem. So you know that thing that's in your room right now?
Yeah, that's the modem, right?
That's the modem. So we would take
Hey, I
that
got that
modem.
right.
Yeah. We would have to take that modem and plug it in with this phone jack. And then, because this is the beginning of home internet, you would have to log on.
What?
Yeah, that's what does that mean, right? So to every adult out there around my age can already hear the startup sounds. Almost everybody used the same internet provider. It was AOL. You have no idea what that is, right?
R2D2? What is that?
AOL stood for America Online. And it had this like little yellow guy walking or running with a triangle behind him, and that was their logo.
Oh, is it like when the internet's not working on your computer or like your phone and the dinosaur pops up?
Somebody help me.
No, this is just their logo was. That's all.
Oh.
But um so you would log on to the internet, and then you would hear, to us back in the day, was a beautiful sound. You hear that?
That's not a beautiful sound.
That meant that you were just moments away from not only making your parents upset, but also able to now surf the internet.
The heck?
Now, ask me, why would our parents be upset?
Why?
Could ask me.
Oh, why would your parents be upset?
Oh, that's a great question, Gigi. Thanks for asking. So, the reason our parents would be upset is once you were logged onto the internet, you could no longer use the phone.
Oh, like in the movies, like they could hear your calls, huh?
Okay, yeah, that was a thing too. So, if you were on the phone and somebody picks up a phone in the other room, they are listening to your entire conversation.
That's not creepy.
That's just how it was back in the day. But if you were on the internet, no more incoming calls. Everybody got a busy signal. You don't even do you know what a busy signal is?
Um, like,
Wow, this is like so eye-opening to me to see how much you actually don't know about my past.
is it like it just goes to voicemail or like?
No, it's I'm going to play the sound here, but it's going to be just like a that was a busy signal.
That?
That's a busy. That means that you can't that means that person is home, but they can't answer their phone because they're already on it. So you're
Oh,
used to seeing your phone and then you get a phone call, right? And then somebody's calling you. So what can you do if you want?
person on hold, or like hang up.
You can click over,
Yeah.
right? You can click over and you can start talking. Hey, I'll call you back. Or you can press the button. You can send them a text message. I'll call you back. You can decline the call, right? You can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
If you were to call me back in the day and I was already on the phone, I never knew you called.
Really?
That was it. You just got a busy signal. And if you really wanted to talk to that person, you would just have to keep trying to call them.
The heck?
That's just how it worked. I mean, it was very simple. Very simple. And then if you're lucky enough, you can have an answering machine.
Oh, that's like the voicemail thingy, huh?
Yes.
I seen that on a movie before.
Yes, that was like a voicemail thingy, and I'm sure you've seen it on a movie before. So back in the day, we had these big boxes, right? And your phones would plug into
It had
it.
like a big old tape thingy in there,
Yeah, it
right?
was a cassette tape.
Yeah, I remember this because I don't know what the show was called, but it was like two boys, and they had to like run to the other person's house because they left a voicemail, and they weren't supposed to leave it because they didn't know they were like leaving a voicemail.
Oh, that was a Disney show. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yes, yes. So just like in that fashion, whatever voicemail you left, there was no editing, no changing. Now in today's world, if you leave somebody's voicemail, you don't like it, I think you can press star and you can re-record it.
Really?
Yeah, or you can delete it or whatever. You can do it again. And you can just keep doing that over and over and over until you like your voicemail and then you can send it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's out there. That's you try it. I think it's star. Next time you leave a voicemail, do you ever leave a voicemail?
No.
Yeah, you kids don't even leave
Wait, can I
voicemails.
try right now and call you and see?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see.
I'm gonna block your call on purpose. Okay, I just declined your call.
Oh, right here, star.
Okay, we just did it. What happened?
Okay, so basically, I called him. He declined it. I left a voicemail. I didn't like it, so I pressed on the keypad, and I pressed the star looking thingy, and then deleted it. And then it's like I like do another one if I wanted to.
Yeah, and her face just lit up. Like it got real long, like the scream mask. She was so excited.
It was cool.
Oh wow, man! Can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't. It was cool though.
So you can leave a cassette tape message, a recording, an actual recording, and then you'd get home and you'd have like a counter, and it would say like how many messages you had when you got home, and then you
Mhm.
could listen to them.
Yeah.
And then you would like write it down and remember to call them back or remember to tell somebody else and then delete it, it would just erase that cassette tape and then it would start over again.
That's cool. I'm like, my way's better. The new
Well, yeah, the
version.
new way is just so much faster and on your phone, and they have where you can read your voicemails now on your phone. You probably don't know about that because you
No,
don't.
yeah, I do.
Oh, you know about that?
Yeah, because Nana always sends me voicemails.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Nana sends me voicemails too, and I'm like, Mom, I know you called. I'll call you back. Or I'll send her a text message, right? I'll do like the decline. I'll call you right back. I'm on the phone or something like that.
Yeah.
And she still leaves me like, hey, it's your mom. Call me back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love you, Mom. Don't get mad.
I want to go back and look at one of her voicemails now.
You want to go back and look at one of her voicemails? Yeah. It's if I have a voicemail, it's either spam or my mother. All right, so we got a little off track, but what the point of the conversation was the old rotary style phones to the push button phones to cordless phones, aka wireless phones, and then and those are expensive by the way. And we haven't even gotten into cell phones yet. And then dial up internet. That's what that sound was. That's dial up internet.
Which one was that?
That sound effect that I played for you.
Oh yeah.
So every time you would log on to the internet, it had to do that first.
Dang.
It's like your computer was basically making a phone call to connect itself. And then all you can really do at the time was surf. We called it surfing the web. Do you guys still call it that?
What is that?
That's just using the internet. So you guys don't even
No,
use
what's
the
that?
internet like we. Yeah, you guys don't say that, right? You guys don't say that, right?
No.
Yeah. So you guys just use. You guys don't even use the internet. You might look up homework and TikTok, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I look up the answers. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Ooh.
I use Alexa for that.
Oh, she didn't activate. So yeah, we had So we had America Online, and all you can really do back in the day was chat. We had chat messaging, and so this is before text messages.
The heck?
Yeah, so we didn't have a cell phone for text messaging, right? So you would get you had a user ID. Mine back in the day, I still remember it. It was "Can I have a dollar?" One word.
That's like your
That was
username?
my username. So when I signed into America Online, it was "Can I have a dollar?"
I might take that.
and then you would have to know somebody else's username, right? And then there was two things you can do. You can either send what we called an IM or an instant message, or you guys would call them a direct message.
Now it's called iMessage.
No, iMessage is strictly a message with Apple,
Oh.
but your messaging is just a text message or a group chat. But to do that back in the day, you had to sign on to the computer, stop the house phone from working, listen to that dial up sound. Oh, and then you heard this other sound, which I'll play right here.
Welcome.
And it would also say something like, "You've got mail."
You've got mail.
And then you can check your email.
Really?
Yeah, so this is like iconic sounds to my people, my age. This is like these sounds are core memories. 100% core memories. And if you wanted to talk to somebody, you would have to type in their user ID, or you would have a friends list on the side. It's like all coming back to me in floods. And then you can click their name and you can send them a direct message. So
The heck?
you got this little window that would pop up, and then you would just talk back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
You've probably seen that on an older movie too, right?
No, it will like kind of like um on our computers at school, there's like I don't know what it's called. I think it's like some app, right? And I think it's like where the teachers like can check our things, right? And like on there, if you like need help from your teacher, like the little tab pops up and you can like message them or something like that.
Yeah, so that is basically our old communication via text message.
Yeah, I don't know. Or like in Gmail.
Gmail was not around.
No, but like for example, when you compose a email.
Yeah, so we had email. We
Yeah.
had email, but we didn't have text messaging. That was our version of text messaging. And then you can do a group chat, and that's where you would basically create what we called a chat room. So you guys like use the word chat in context of talking to your people because of the YouTube thing, right? We talked about that before.
Yeah.
But we would actually have what we would call a chat room, and you can name it something, and you can mark it as private, and then you can invite people into that chat room, and
Like in
then
like in Gmail too.
yeah, kind of like that, yeah,
Yeah, me and my friends have one.
yeah. So that is the beginning of text messages for us.
The heck?
Wild, right?
Yeah, 'cause we don't have our phones in class, so like
Okay, so if you had to step back in time, right? So you would not have available internet access like you do today. You would need to shut down the house phone, sign on, and then hope other people are online too.
what's that mean?
Well, like not everybody's gonna be signed on to the computer at the same time. It's
Yeah.
not like today where it's just on.
Or like in this movie I'm watching right now, like that area, like that little room with the phone. Like what's that called?
The room with the phone.
It's like the it's like at a gas station, for example, like the little phone booth. Oh, it's like called phone booth, huh?
The payphone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Somebody help me.
A payphone.
So your mom and I had this game, and we still kind of play it, but we used to play it all the time. And it was just pointing out. You know how we play Slug Bug?
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody else plays Slug Bug out there. Do you think they do?
I don't know.
Do any of your friends know what that is?
I don't really know, but like if I ever see a slug bug, I'll just punch them.
Well, so they might know because of you.
Maybe.
So we would play Slug Bug. We do play Slug Bug. And Slug Bug is if you see a Volkswagen Bug, it's the car that looks like a bubble. You would call out the color of the Slug Bug, or the color of the car.
Or you don't have to, but we only did it now because everybody used to cheat.
Is that
Mom?
is that why we did that?
Yeah.
To be specific about the car type?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's true.
Mom.
So blue Slug Bug, pink Slug Bug, and then if you call it, you get to hit somebody that's in the car with you.
Yeah. But like, if you're sleeping, you can pause it. But like,
But you have to call pause.
yeah. So like, if you like pause it and you call a slug bug, it doesn't count.
That's right. Does not count. And then we made up our own role of an ultra combo.
Oh yeah. So it's like If you can only get 3 slug bugs, you can't get more than 3.
Yeah, so the 3 slug. Oh, and there's also the rule where if somebody else calls a slug bug,
You could check it off.
you can shake it off, meaning like, okay, we're even. I had 2, now I have 1, and you have 0. We're neutralizing that extra slug bug.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. If you want to like duke it out, you totally can, and that's respectable. But you have the option of calling one off.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, tell them about the ultra combo.
Okay. So basically, if you find 3 slug bugs. Oh, and also, um, your slug bugs have 1 hour before they expire.
Yes, we put a timer on them because you can't forget. And then we go out somewhere, and then 8 hours later, you punch me in the nose, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So 60 minutes, you get 1 hour to use your slug bug.
Yeah, that goes with the ultra combo. So like, um, if you have 3 slug bugs, you can like punch somebody like 3 times, or like you could like punch one person, punch another person, and punch that person again.
Yeah, we just label it an ultra combo though. And if you get an ultra combo, you don't have to lose one if somebody else finds one.
Yeah. Or that goes for everything because you don't have to.
You don't have to, but like when you have an ultra combo, that's it. It's locked in.
It's like a big deal too.
It's huge because at that point your life is being threatened.
Definitely.
So let us know if you've ever played Slug Bug or if your parents would even let you play Slug Bug. It sounds pretty violent, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the internet. It really wasn't. It's basically everything it is today minus everything that it is today.
Huh?
It was just so basic.
Yeah.
It was so basic, but we could. So you know how you guys have like Google and YouTube Music and YouTube and all this other stuff, obviously?
Yeah.
We didn't have that. So if you wanted to listen to a song, you could download it. Let's see how what.
Oh yeah, you can do that now on YouTube Music. Like if you don't have internet connection, before you lose it, you can like download it and like listen to it without internet.
Right, you can download it so you have the chance to listen to it later in case you don't have service.
Yeah.
So that is how we had music. So before we had the internet, or even while we had the internet, but if you wanted to listen to a song again, you would either have to A, own the cassette tape, or B, CDs are finally starting to come out. I don't know, maybe it was before or after. I don't know, but you could have CDs. Um, One of the first CDs that I ever had, you know that song, Whoop, There It Is?
Yeah.
Tag team? Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, I know
Whoop,
what song you're
there it
talking
is.
about.
Okay, sorry. So that was one of the first CDs that I ever owned. And I remember my friends in grade school, they had a talent show and they danced to that song.
Really?
Yeah, I still remember that. If you wanted music, you had to go on a service called LimeWire, was a huge one. Another one was Napster, that was by far the biggest one. And there was another one called BearShare. Now, these programs on your computer you can use to download music.
That's weird. Cause like now we just have apps, and you guys had like this whole process.
Oh, this is just the beginning. So you can stream music at any time you want, right? With no risk of getting in trouble, correct?
Yeah.
Like you don't see anything wrong with downloading a song on your phone
Yeah.
or on a computer.
Yeah.
And honestly, you would never really even download a song on a computer because why, right?
Yeah. On my phone I would though. But
Huh.
yeah.
What'd you say?
On my phone I would, but yeah.
So we when we downloaded songs, we may or may not have been breaking the law.
Wait, how?
You were not allowed to download music you did not own back in the day.
You could go to jail right now, bruh.
I said maybe we did or didn't. I didn't say that I did.
He did. He did.
There
Come
is
after him.
no self-incrimination here whatsoever.
I'm gonna tell Melvin.
But you could definitely get in trouble for downloading things that you did not own. So that's why, like, when you put on a movie, you see like copyright notice, right? Don't duplicate if you don't own blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
like I was saying in the last podcast, like you better not steal our ideas. Come after you.
Yeah, basically. So maybe if you downloaded a song that you didn't buy the CD to or own the cassette tape to,
Yeah.
then technically you were stealing. And some people got in a lot of trouble for downloading too much music.
The whole world basically be in jail then, right? 'Cause it sounds quite common.
It was common. The challenge was that back in the day, remember, your phone is tied up completely,
What do you
right?
mean?
No phone calls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the internet speed that you guys have today, It was nowhere near, not even close to
Why'd
how
you make that
fast.
face?
Because it's just like I'm thinking about it, and it's if I had the internet download speed that we had today, it would have been unreal. I may or may not have owned every single song in the world at that point because it took hours for one song.
Really?
One song would take over an hour to download. And we would wait and stare at the screen and come back later and stare at the screen. And oh my God, do not use the phone. If somebody picked up the phone or called and it broke through, it ruined your day.
Yeah, it would have to start all over again,
It would
huh?
have to start all over again. Getting a full album was like a year-long endeavor. Like you had to be committed to getting this music.
Dang.
And then you had to have like luckily it was just me, my mom and dad. We weren't a busy household. But for those that grew up with a bunch of brothers and sisters or other people living in their house and they wanted to use the phone,
Struggle.
you're not gonna get anything downloaded.
Yeah.
Like forget it. Especially if the kids are in like high school and they're, chatting it up with all their friends. Like there's no way.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was the struggle, but that was Napster, BearShare, and LimeWire. I'm wondering if you guys remember that. But kids, this was a thing. You guys have it so easy because we used to just have to, not just have to, we had to like run marathons to get things done. That's what it felt like effort wise. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I got another one for you.
Okay.
We're going to talk about video games.
Roblox.
No, not Roblox. See, that's great. That's a great point to start with. So my video games you're more familiar with because we have an arcade, and I was able to modify it with all the old games that I used to own when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So this has Nintendo, it has Super Nintendo, it has Sega Genesis, it has PlayStation, and it has a few arcade games. But I love this system, so much fun. But I love it because it takes me back to my day as a kid. What do you think about the graphics of my video games?
They low key suck, but like the games are really fun.
They're very hard too.
Yeah.
Our video games are unforgiving. It's either you get hit and you're dead and you start over, or you keep going.
I know. In this one Ninja Turtle game I was playing, I was so far in, and then I was like at the boss level or something like that, and I died because like I couldn't beat it.
The old school Nintendo Mario games are rough. And the other thing about the old games too is saving them. Like you could not save a game until you got to a certain point, or you got a code.
Really?
Yeah, so like somehow they assumed or they figured out different points of the games and it would give you a code for it. So you'd have to write down this like in Roblox you guys have those codes that you type in.
Oh yeah, I used to do that. I remember I used to do that.
So those are like save points for our games. So you would have to type in that code. So a game that I played back in the day and I never beat to this day is Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh yeah.
I've told you this, right?
Yeah.
So Mike Tyson's Punch Out is based on the boxer Mike Tyson. They're getting ready to have a fight coming up, right? Him and Jake Paul. Mike Tyson's in his 50s, I think.
Oh, is it the one that got our glove sign?
Yeah, so he just recently got a glove signed. Shout out to my boy Joey. He did security work for Tyson. I think like his best friend or somebody he knows is the head of security. And they asked Joey if he wanted to help out. So he said, why not? And he hooked it up with an autographed glove for Gigi.
Yeah, it's super cool. I was like in shock. Thank you, Joey.
That video game, to this day, I cannot beat. You have to time everything just right. And if you look it up, he has a very specific pattern. And you can't like almost beat him. The timing has to be perfect. Anyways, the point of this is as you progress in the game, the farther in you get, the farther in.
Yacht.
Did I say get? The farther in that you got, you would get a code, and you have to write down this code so you did not have to start all over again. That was the save feature of the video game. Mike Tyson's Punch Out to me is the hardest video game that I've ever played. My cousin Manuel can beat it in one go. I remember when I was a kid, he'd come over and play it and beat the whole game. And obviously, I remember that because I still can't do it to this day.
That's cool though.
But the graphics for our days, they were amazing.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was like it was unheard of, impossible to imagine. It was like wizardry in a box.
Amazing.
And now your guys' video games, when I see them nowadays, they look real.
Yeah, huh?
They look completely. It's like you're controlling like actual people.
Like VR, it looks really real.
The new VR looks pretty intense.
Yeah.
Would you do the new VR?
Uh,
Would you do a scary VR?
no,
No?
definitely not.
Yeah, the new scary stuff looks pretty it looks pretty intense.
Yeah, like, cause a VR, like in VR, it's like your own world, and you can walk around, right? But like, you're in your house, you could literally run into glass, and you wouldn't know.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to stay within a certain area, but there are lots of videos of people running in and breaking stuff inside their home.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, to go back to the Roblox connection, right? In Roblox, you guys can make up your own worlds. Your
Yeah.
characters had their own clothes, everything was customizable, and there's
Yeah.
like billions of different games within that platform, right?
Yeah.
So the closest that I had to something like Roblox growing up was a game called Excitebike.
Who?
Excite, EXCITE bike. And those that played that game probably just went like, "Oh, I remember that game," because it was one of the first games where you can customize your own racetrack. So
What the heck?
you were like basically on a dirt bike. And like the characters like thinking about them, I think I have it on an arcade downstairs. We can go check it out after. But the characters are so glitchy looking. It's 8-bit. You know what 8-bit means? Do you know what 8-bit?
You take 8 bites.
No, so 8-bit is the amount of pixels. It gets kind of complicated, but as time progressed, the graphics got better and better. But it started with like 8 bits. I think PlayStation, I don't even know where it's at now, but it was like 8, 16, 32, and it just kept like getting better and better and better. But Excite Bike, you were on a dirt bike on a track, and you can add a hill, you can add like bumps, you could add a jump, you can add things to like make it go faster, stuff like that. And that was the first type of video game that I can remember where you can actually edit.
That's cool.
Are you saying that sarcastically?
Like, we kind of have that, cause like in Roblox,
Is your nose on the microphone right now?
probably.
Can you take your nose off of the microphone right now? Nobody wants to hear you breathe. Oh my.
Yeah, a kid in my class, he's like really good with technology, and like he makes like a bunch of games, and like I think he has one in Roblox. I think.
Yeah, you guys can make your own games on that server.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. And that's the other thing too that kills me about your generation is the amount of money that you guys put into these games to get absolutely nothing in return. So back in my day,
Back my day.
we had to spend a bunch of money just for the video game itself, and that was it. That's all you got. There was no add-ons. There was no nothing else. I remember fast forward to when I was older, and if you wanted codes, because video games back in the day, I don't even think they all had codes or the option to put in a code in, and a code would like make the game better for you. And I would have to go to GameStop at the mall. It was a video game store. Well, you know GameStop; it's still around.
Yeah.
And I would go. Did you yawn again?
No.
Are you lying? Am I really that boring?
Yes, I'm just tired.
You're always tired though.
I know.
You're unemployed.
No, I do sports, and I'm in school. I think.
You think you're in school? Oh my goodness. So I would go to GameStop and they would actually print out codes and stuff for video games for you.
Really?
Yeah, but you would have to go down to the physical store and they
Like
would.
you'd go all the way down to the store just for
Yeah.
codes, or
I would jump on my bike. I would ride it to the mall. I would walk into the store or lock up my bike and pray nobody stole it. Go into the store and say, "Hey, I am playing Mortal Kombat.
Fight.
Can you give me the finishing moves and the special moves for all the characters?" And they'd be like, "Hold on, let me check." And they type it out and then they would print it for you if they had it.
That's cool though.
But that was what you had to do.
It's a lot of like that's like a lot of effort, but like it's cool.
I mean, there was no other way.
Yeah.
There was no other way. Or they made magazines based on video games.
Smarter.
and you can buy the magazine, and it would have all the stuff inside the magazine.
That's a lot smarter.
Well, maybe for the company, but I'm a kid. I don't have any money. I'm riding my bike to the mall, right?
Yeah. It didn't
So
cost money to ask for
no, it was
the.
free.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't care. They by them bringing us in, it gives them an opportunity to sell more stuff.
Yeah.
But Nintendo, so one of the first Nintendo games that everybody knows, right, is Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That's like the beginning of Nintendo.
Yeah. Last year I was Luigi.
That's right. Last year you were Luigi, and then Sega came out. Best known for, do you know the game?
No.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, I used to play that game.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Sonic and Tails, and Sonic and Knuckles, and then goes on and on and on. Yeah, you played it on a cell phone. So back in the day, we had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and then PlayStation came out. PlayStation was one of the first games to have video games that were in 3D form. They weren't just like flat looking like Mario and Sonic were. PlayStation was like back in the day cutting edge graphics. Those didn't come out on cartridges, which is what a Nintendo had and a Super Nintendo or a Sega had. They came out on CDs. And that was one of the first systems to come out on CDs.
That's like those things were like used a lot, huh?
CDs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because you say it like it's never going to be used again. So this was back in 1995. So I
Oh.
was 11 years old.
Don't we use those in the car? The CDs?
We use DVDs.
Oh, same thing.
DVDs are much later technology, and that's where we watch our movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cars nowadays have DVD players. So here's another comparison, right? You know the Chrysler that we just sold?
Yeah.
So I had a 2006 Chrysler 300, and it had a 6-disc CD changer. So back in the day, right, that was it. Because we used to have these books, these literal binders filled with CDs inside of them. And as technology improved, we would download more music or share more music, and we'd make our own versions of mixtapes and CDs. And we would just have hundreds of CDs.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
like you guys have YouTube and you just have access to everything. We had access to not a lot, and we would share with each other. And so, like, have you ever heard the expression like "pass the aux cord"?
No.
Okay, this is later in life. I'm going more into the future. But like, if you were in somebody's car and you had, I showed you an iPod. Remember that big heavy thing that played music?
No.
I showed it to you. It was in the kitchen. I was like, this is what we used to listen to play music on. Do you know what an iPod is?
I don't know.
So an iPod,
That's what Nana calls my AirPods.
she calls them an iPod.
Yeah.
So an iPod is this. The original iPod is heavy and it's small, and it could store thousands of songs of music, and that's what you would listen to music on.
So like where you had all your music saved basically?
Yeah, but you had to have it in a certain type of format. So okay, here's the evolution of music for me.
It was like your Spotify.
Yeah, it's like but it's your own personal collection.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so in the beginning they had like records, right? You know my records because I used to DJ, so you know what records are.
Yeah.
You have them on your wall,
Yeah.
and then from records it went to, well, I guess I don't know where 8 tracks are. I don't even know if it's 8 track. I think that's before records, but we're gonna talk about what I know. Sorry guys, there's my generation gap. What I know is records, vinyls, and then cassette tapes. Cassette tapes then moved into CDs. CDs, CDs, CDs moved into MP3s, which is the downloadable music version.
The MP3 player, huh?
And that's what an iPod was. It was an MP3 player.
Oh, wait, what? Those little pocket thingies like with the headphones? There's like a little screen.
Yes,
Those are iPods or?
that's an iPod.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's an iPod. And so you would walk around with this thing, and they had like, if you were like exercising or going to the gym, right? They had these like bands for your sleeve.
Oh, I seen those.
Yeah, you had
I've
like
seen
this
those.
big brick on your shoulder, so you'd be lifting weights while lifting a weight. Yeah, it's just, man, things have changed so much. So much. And 1996 is when CDs came out and fully replaced cassette tapes. So 1995 was PlayStation, 1996 was CDs. And then So cassette tapes were played on this thing called a cassette player, right?
Yeah.
It was a box about the size of the width of the cassette tape, a
Uh-huh.
little bit bigger, obviously, because for functionality, buttons and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's how we listen to music. One time, I got in trouble at home, and I was grounded. And I've always been a huge music fan. What my parents did, I think it was my dad at the time, to ground me was the way I would take away your cell phone. He took away my music.
Ooh.
So he left my speakers in my room and he took the center part because it's not stereos back in the day were huge. You have Alexa and she can play music for you or your phone.
Yeah.
I had like this big shelf stereo thing to play music on. And so he took like the center part out, which controlled it all. And I figured out how to open my Walkman and take the speaker wire and attach it inside the Walkman. The Walkman is the cassette player, so I can play music.
uh,
I don't know how I figured that out, but I did. And Appa, my dad, came bursting into my room. I heard music. I didn't hear anything. So he never, until he listens to this, knew how I played music, and I never owned up to it. But that's what I did, Dad. I'm sorry. Here's my confession. I opened my Walkman up, and somehow I connected the speakers to it, and it worked.
oh my
I
gosh.
just couldn't control the volume on it. So it didn't work that well because I could barely listen to it. And then after the Walkman was the CD player. So the CDs or the DVDs. CDs are the exact same thing, and we had a portable CD player. Now the thing about the portable CD player is depending on the type that you had, they would skip all the time.
What do you mean?
So like a CD is a round disc, right? Flat round disc,
Yeah.
and a cassette tape is just constant. Like you can throw it around, do all this stuff to it, and it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna mess up the play. But the way that a CD player works, it has a little red laser on the bottom that would literally read the CD as it spins. So if
Oh.
it got bumped or bounced around or moved too quickly, it would throw off the read from the laser. And then it would skip. So
Oh.
if you try to run holding a CD player, it would never work. It would skip the entire time. It sounded terrible.
Mm.
And then, like, if you were fancy enough, you can get the anti-skip ones. And those were the good ones that were like stronger, basically. Like
Yeah,
they were like the transformers of CD
yeah.
players, and they could take a hit. And those guys you can do some more stuff with. So the technology was better for a CD player. The sound was better, and I think you can get more songs on a CD. But they were harder to listen to. So they had their own challenges too. You want to do Ask an Old Person?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, we have some edits to do, but we're getting up there on time, I think.
Do I ask it now or later?
No, let's do Ask an Old Person.
Um. Okay. Okay.
All right, what's your Ask an Old Person?
Okay. So like, when you were younger, did you think that like it could get more advanced than it was then, or no?
That's a really good question.
Cause like I was gonna say something, but I'll wait until you're done. 'Cause I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, what do you think? Do you think it can get more advanced?
Well, like, okay, so what I think you're gonna say is like, cause like I know you weren't that advanced then, cause like it was like the beginning of technology, right?
Yes, my era was the beginning of technology.
But like it can always get more advanced, but like from where like now in this generation, I feel like it can't. Like the next thing's gonna be like invisible phones.
But do you think that's even possible?
Probably.
Yeah, see, I would tend to agree with you. I think the way technology is today, the sky is the limit, right?
Yeah.
Now, back in my day,
Back in my day.
I would draw in kindergarten and younger grades flying cars,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like that's gonna happen one day. Like,
So maybe you don't know this, but they could have flying cars today.
really?
Elon Musk came out and said flying cars are available today, but the reason they don't have them, the main reason, according to him, I'm sure there's a lot more than just this, is because of the noise.
Yeah.
They're super loud, he said, but they can do it.
Wow.
Like he talks about it like it's already a thing.
Okay, what do you think? Like from when you were younger, did you think it could get more advanced than it was then already, or no?
So when I grew up, I used to watch a show called The Jetsons, which is actually a cartoon before my time, but it was still very popular. And they had like the flying cars. and they had the robots. Oh my gosh, they had the robots in the household, and they had like the food that would come out automatically at the press of a button, and all this cool technology stuff, right? And it was like super far fetched back in the day, but it was a cool thought. All that stuff today is possible.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if you know this or not, but Elon Musk just released a new AI robot.
Really?
Yeah, so supposedly before $20,000 to $30,000, you can have your own robot that can do human things.
That's creepy.
They can cook, they can clean, they can drive, they can do jobs, like all this stuff.
I don't like robots. They're like scary. Like, what if one day there's an error and like every like, what if there's like a hacker and every like they hack everything and everything like gets messed up and like these robots turn against us, bruh.
So what you're talking about, bruh, is basically Terminator and Terminator 2.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you remember those movies? You've never seen Terminator 1.
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen 1? I know you've seen 2.
Maybe that was it. Maybe.
I'll be back. That's number 2.
Maybe.
With the dude that like liquefies, he turns into metal.
Or the Men in Black.
The Men in Black, that's more about aliens.
Or he was like chasing after that robot, remember?
Yeah, that's Terminator 2. Well, you're talking about a scene with Will Smith?
Yeah.
He was chasing. Wait, no, that's another movie. Okay, hold on. Let's clean things up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, Terminator 2 is a movie about robots taking over the earth.
Yeah.
Okay, have you've seen that?
Yeah.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so that's Terminator 2. And then Men in Black is a movie about aliens.
Oh, okay, okay.
But the one that you're talking about is Will Smith's movie I, Robot.
Yeah, that one, cause like he's like chasing after robots because he thinks something's gonna happen.
Right, I, Robot. And so ironically, the
He's like a police officer, right? Police officer, right?
yeah, he's a police officer and he does not trust AI whatsoever. And that is exactly what the robots that he just came out with, they look just like the movie.
Bro, life's gonna go. It's not gonna end up good.
So that's exactly what it looks like in a movie. So, to answer your question, did I think technology would be better? Yes, absolutely, I did. Did I think it would be anything to like what it is when I was growing up? Absolutely not. But I can say for sure that I think I grew up in one of the coolest ages of time because I grew up in the era of technology as it's getting bigger and better.
Yeah.
Like you're here at the end of it all. Maybe not the end of it all, but you know
It's gonna be the end of the world. There's literally
yeah,
robots.
yeah. And maybe you really are here at the end of it all. I don't know. But the era that you're growing up in, there's so much already going on. Like my iPod could only hold, I don't know, let's say 100 songs, right? Now there's unlimited songs on my phone because of the internet. Like I had to do a dial up to get on a computer, right? You are always connected.
Yeah.
And you have your own form of AI in the house right now. We have Alexas and they talk and they communicate. We have Chat GPT. It
Yeah.
talks and communicates. So like you're on the cusp of a whole new type of technology. Like even the TV shows that you watch versus what I watched back in the day, graphic wise, are crazy.
Yeah. Definitely.
So it's a really good question, and you know now we have Penny, right? And what's it going to be like for Penny?
I know that's what I'm thinking. And like when she's older, I'm gonna seem old.
Oh yeah, so you're going to be like, oh yeah, back in my day, I had the internet and I had YouTube, and Penny's going to be like, yeah, but I'm watching YouTube as I'm talking to you with this brain chip in my head,
Yeah.
because that's even a thing nowadays.
It is?
They're another Elon Musk thing is that he's trying to put brain chips in people so they can multitask.
That's no.
So I think Gigi and I have some movies to watch. The first movie that comes to my head is iRobot. I think we should watch that again.
Yeah, I watched it a couple times.
We need to watch Terminator 2 again.
Yeah, and one.
And 1. You know what? Confession, I've never seen Terminator 1.
Really?
Never. So we got to get that on the list too.
Yeah, and the scary movies. Oh yeah, and my Theo wasn't there at the other party, so I couldn't get any scary stories. Sorry.
Yep. So we're going to get ready to wrap this up, guys. But next episode, we are going to explore AI. We're going to talk about the iRobots. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence. We're going to talk about the way people think it's going to take over the world. Is it? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Gigi says it's over. If you have not subscribed,
Please subscribe.
please subscribe. If you have not told a friend,
Please tell a friend.
please tell a friend. Even if it's somebody you don't like, just, make amends with
Yeah.
them and then share this with them.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Good up. My voice just cracked.
Yeah.
Good episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
What the Sigma?